Star powers are a little broader. Each of your champions will gain a new permanent power boost when they star up, which they can take into any adventure. Each star power plays into that champion's unique strengths. To get more champion stars, you'll need those champion fragments we talked about earlier. We've got a lot of Darius fragments here, but we already own him, so let's unlock his next star power. Once you rank a champion up to 2 stars, you'll be able to play the second chapter of their campaign adventure too. You'll also get a special relic for your champion at the end of their second chapter. Currently, champions can only earn 3 stars, but we'll scale this as needed down the road. Finally, your legend level is account-wide. Legend points unlock perks that affect every champion you own, like relic systems, extra rerolls, or healer and shop upgrades. You earn these through playing adventures, similar to Champion XP and Champion Fragments. Unlike before, you won't have to grind to unlock these every time you swap champions. Legend level reflects your overall progress in the game mode itself. Before we can explore more story with Darius, it looks like we'll need to upgrade his star power. Let's earn some more champion fragments by jumping into a world adventure.
I'm really hyped for this world adventure. I think this is going to be something that's really cool. Let's go over this, and like I said, I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about some of this here in a minute.
Unlike champion campaigns, which follow a single protagonist, world adventures are challenges you can play through with any champion you've unlocked on your roster. These have different tiers of difficulty, and you'll need to beat at least one adventure from each tier before the next will unlock. Higher difficulty world adventures might even require completion with 2 or 3 champions, or with a champion from a specific region. You'll want to make sure your champions are equipped with the right relics and powers for each opponent they're going to face. And now that we've completed this world adventure, we can start up Darius so he's ready to continue his campaign. Well, there you have it. The Path of Champions is about to drop with a ton of new campaigns, new champions, and a completely reimagined progression system. But we're not stopping there. Over the next few months, we'll be iterating on these features and keeping an ear to the ground for your feedback, plus working on more regions and experimenting with ways to play with your friends. There's so much.
Okay, so as he was saying, there's so much here. There's a lot to unpack in this video, so let's get started. There's a whole. When I say there's a lot to unpack, there's a whole lot to unpack. So, regular game mode. Let's get into where we're looking at previews. Like I said, I'm excited to get back to Jinx. I like the new system. Looks very nice. I like it. One thing that bothers me, something they brought up when they mentioned the new game mode and how it was going to work and what it was going to do, was it was going to allow you to customize your deck outside the game. You're going to have more agency in your starting deck, and you have a little thing here that talks about starting deck, but you don't appear to be able to click on it. So we don't know if we can change the starting deck. There was no information here about it. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. So we got, like I said, a lot of info, and I'm going to hold on, let me mute that. I have it muted for you guys, but let me mute it for me too. So go back, just one frame there. Okay, so we already see that Jinx's first power is the same as currently. Her burst star power is the same as her level like 10 power or something. When you play or discard a card. Oh, when you play. Nice. So that is actually a little different. Right now it's when you discard a card, deal 1 damage to the enemy nexus. This is actually play or discard a card, making Jinx that much more powerful and just a better agency. So that's strong. These are apparently what the relics are going to come in now, which looks really cool. I am extremely excited to get both Noxus and Demacia. They're 2 huge regions that are well represented in the game, but they are not. They're champs because they've rotated stuff out, are no longer really there as a pick these champs. So right now, you don't have a lot of information with those champs. So I am super excited to get some Noxus and Demacia up in here, some Garen, Darius. Right now, those can't be played. Like I said, we got Lux, Yasuo. They're going to be joining the group pretty quickly, they said. And then here, I like the breakdown here. This looks cool. I mean, yeah, it's just pictures and words. But when you play in League, I mean, when you're playing Legends of Runeterra, it is just pictures and words. That's what it is. They've already buffed this patch before last, because we had a patch yesterday. Patch before last, we've already had a patch this week. Patch before last, they buffed Darius, where he works better in the Path of Champions. So that was already, forward looking. So let's move forward a little bit here. Okay, powering up, and backing up. Something they said towards the beginning of this, the fact that they're going to be rewarding you for having played this mode and how far you've gotten and giving you experience for that is huge. It's awesome. I think it's a great move. I hope the rewards aren't too high, because I'm one of those that really wants to play from the ground up. I don't want to get, like, whenever I buy a pre-order and I have, like, these badass clothes in Assassin's Creed, I still wear the level 1 stuff and kind of work my way up. And then, like, when I get around to the badass clothes, I put the badass clothes on when I'm towards, like, mid-end game. But I don't want to start overpowered. Even though this is a one-player game experience, I don't want to start overpowered. I don't think it would be fun. So moving forward here. What we have here, and what I was really interested in here, was we actually get a look, here in a second, at Darius's leveling tree. So, deck upgrade 1, I don't know what that is, but here in a second. One day here. Okay, there we go. There it is. Okay, so let's go through this slowly. I'm going to pause it if I can get it timed right, and I'm not an idiot. Okay, so deck upgrade 1, Iron Ballista starts. So it tells you what card starts. Before it was a random item, so it tells you what card's going to be getting the item. Deck upgrade 2, Trifarian Assessor starts with an Ancient Coin, -1 cost. Heal your Nexus 2 at the game start. So you're able to see what some of the stuff supposedly. Now, obviously, all this stuff is technically eligible for change, but you've got a lot of stuff here. I could have gone more in depth into that, but I really want to talk about some other stuff. So this true ice flail, I don't have this. I'm not going to say it's not available. I'm sure it probably is. I don't have it. But giving all enemy vulnerable, especially for Darius with his overwhelm, is really strong. So if that's a new relic, that's an awesome relic. If it's an old relic, then I'm just stupid. But again, they're giving us more. If you slow this down, they're giving us more access. Look at the relic here. Caulfield's Hammer, Crown Guard Inheritance, Dreadway Chase Guns. I know these are a thing because my Gnar has them. So most of these are probably old, being honest. I don't think they're showing us new relics right now. But I know there are some I didn't have prior to the change. So going over starring up and star powers, it's grindy, and I think it's meant to be grindy, and I don't think it's a bad thing for it to be grindy. It keeps you playing. And if it was like it is now, where there's only so many fights you can have, it depends upon, once we get into this, it depends upon how many of these world adventures they were talking about, how many there are, which we're already seeing more than what we currently have. They do seem smaller, but you have world adventures, you have their current chapters, you have daily and weekly quests all tied into this. So it looks like they're giving it enough support that it's not going to be as grindy as it feels like. Check with me on month end. I may have a totally different opinion. When you summon an ally, give it at +2/+0. This round is good for Noxus. I mean, Noxus wants to attack. That gives them value trades if played well into the mid and late game. So this is a good power for Darius. I mean, it's obvious it's a Noxus power. Oh, sorry. I should not do that on my stream. The fact that you have legend points, and the fact that these legend points are going to be account wide, so you don't have to buy your dice, you don't have to upgrade your healers. Let me back up. Let me pause right here. Class Cutter. Let me pull up my game real quick. Let me pull up my game and let me search, because I swear that card does not exist. Now, I may be wrong. I think it's a freaking common from, No, see, it doesn't exist. So, it doesn't exist, so let me go back to my thing here. So this is actually an unintentional spoil, because I've already looked at the spoil cards, and this is not in it. So it's a 3, real quick, we're going to look at this and go over the spoiler. It's a 3/2 elusive for 3 with play, deal 1 for an enemy to an enemy. That's above rate, and I can't see what the rarity of the card is for some horrible reason. I guess that's not set yet, because we can see the rarity of these two. So we should be able to see the rarity of this one, but we don't. But no matter what the rarity is, that's above rate, and that's actually really good. Come down on turn 3, get in 4 damage. That's really good. And then this, speaking of previews, I have seen this one, Sputtering Song Spinner. The text is weird. We'll go over that when we go, but this is also a preview card they dropped, a spoiler card they dropped today. So Adventures locked and going into the world adventures. I'm very excited. We see Teemo. I love, this is one thing I love is the fact that Riot is a well-polished group. As you go into Teemo's adventure, it says, "This is an example blurb. This is an ability name, rare." It's so well polished. They don't put out anything that they don't know is great, and it's just really funny to me. I shouldn't laugh. I'm trash, but this right here being put out by a company the size of Riot is funny. So we know we have Teemo as a world adventure. Like I said, it looks a little short. We won't know until we get in there. So here we see Lulu again, we see Zed, we see Karma. So we see some of these going down, and I like this. I like this a lot. It gives you some scores, it gives you some ideas, again. And there's still, one thing I like, and it actually made a big difference in how I play and what I can handle. The fact that the computer in Path of Champions emotes at you and effectively talks shit has really actually made me a better player, because back when I used to play Magic, the Yurgo players, like, I would die, like my head would explode. So, let me pause it real quick here. So, again, the fact that this is here, and the fact that there's all these changes being made is awesome. I'm really excited because it looks like we're also going to get Shadow Isles. They're talking about, doing expansions and doing upgrades and doing better things. I'm really excited for this game mode. Here's Jin, and they seem really excited to reduce Jin. I've never played Jin. I stopped playing forever ago because I didn't want to have a heart attack. let's pause this. Um, let's see here. This is this is a 1 minute trailer. Let's watch. I haven't seen this trailer, so let's watch this trailer real quick.
It throws our world's ugliness into sharp relief. Senseless brutality only inspires sophomoric performers. Desperate for purpose, for a muse. But cruelty, as a medium, demands nuance. And only a true visionary can wield it.
All right, so hype. That's nice. We go away. We like that. It looks good. Let me see if I can get to the. Let me go to the Legends of Runeterra side. I thought I had it up. I apologize. Okay, so let's go look at the spoilers. Where are my spoilers? Here's the patch notes for 3.7. This came out 5/10, so a couple of days ago. Nothing big. This is a between patch, so no champ updates, nothing like that. Just some bug fixes and, you know, new art on Ruined Draven Spinning Axes. Basically saying, hey, we're going to do this big patch. It is the 25th is the expected drop date, so that's exciting. And let's see here. So this is the same video we just watched. I don't want to watch that video. That's another video. I don't want a video. They actually released them, and oh gosh, okay. Give me a second, stream. I'm gonna do things I probably shouldn't do. Give me a sec. Okay. So where did we get these? Okay, I may not be supposed to be showing you these, but I really don't even care anymore. Okay, so this came from my Discord. I joined the Discord, and this came from the Discord. So this is their Discord. They would have taken it down if they didn't want it up there. So whatever. Okay, so we got Jin. He's a 4-drop 4/4. No champ. His origin, it says origin, which we don't know what that means yet, as the Virtuoso. We see this as a card over here. He's got a skill that whenever he attacks, deals 2 to all stunned enemies. And his level up requirement is kinda easy, sort of. I don't see you leveling him up. I mean, you can't level him up before he comes out and on 4. You don't have 12 mana. So that's 1, 2, 3, 6 mana at most. So you can't level him out before he comes up on 4. But he's not really particularly burnable at a 4/4. He's not particularly burnable. He's got a good block. He's got good stats. And its attack works no matter what. The Virtuoso, which I guess this is how you have to play him. For every 3 fast spells, slow spells, or skills, words in English, you play while you behold Jin play Lotus Trap. So for every 3 skills, so if he started in your deck, in other words, if he wasn't created by something else, like, for example, ARAM, every time you play 3 spells, fast spells, slow spells, or skills, you get a Lotus Trap. And you can put any follower that has a skill into your deck during deck building. Now, it doesn't limit you. It doesn't appear to limit you. That you can only have followers with skill, which is what I thought it did originally. which I think would be more interesting. Um, I thought that was how they was supposed to be, and we may get some more information on this as the update gets closer. Um, Lotus Trap. Deal 1 to the enemy nexus. If Jin's in play, you also stun the weakest enemy. Um, it appears to be free. Oh, play Lotus Trap. So you get 3 spells, and then you also get a free Lotus Trap. Okay. Here's Jin's second form. He's still a 4/4, which is weird. The fact that he doesn't get any stat line bonuses is huge, actually. Because that means that if you do 2 damage to him and then they flip him, then you still only have 2 damage left. You can miss it, shot him to death. And he deals 4 to all stunned units and the enemy nexus. So if they get to swing at him, he's doing 8 if he gets through. Plus, he's likely to kill a good bit of your back line if he got a good stun going. So you want some stuns. Not Yasuo. Stop. Don't say Yasuo. Don't do that. Probably Noxus. I can think of quite a few Noxus cards, or even the Yasuo support cards. I think Yone is probably too expensive, and it's going to put too many creatures in your deck. Since he only does a 2-person stun, but yeah, no, I think there's plenty of cards that you can use to support this idea. This is his spell, is Dancing Grenade. 4 for 1 damage is a lot. I don't think, I mean, this doesn't look playable to me. Even though I technically get, because you get a second bounce in hand at the start of the next round. So even though I get 5 damage across 4 turns, across 2 turns, 4 mana for that is not, to me that's below rate. To me that's well below rate. It's just not worth it. 5 damage, even if you're killing 2 units. So I kill your unit on your turn, and then I come back and I get to kill another unit on my turn. I don't see it getting a lot of play. I may be wrong. I may be very wrong. This card may be a very strong card. I don't think so. I think it's going to go kind of like Udyr's Champ spell, and it's just going to be poop. These are the other ones they released today, and again, I'll have to reach out to this guy and maybe find out where he's pulling these card reveals from, because normally I know I'll pull them off the site. So, Mega Tusk, a new sea monster, which is awesome. So, deep, and once you're deep, you heal all of your allies and the Nexus for 3. So, a 4 mana 3/4 is below rate, but the fact that at 15 cards, you get a full heal is huge. Especially with the fact that once you get deep, all your sea monsters, including him, get a buff. It's huge. I don't think it's going to see a lot of play because sea monsters are it's not a good deck. But I think that if we get a few more sea monsters or a few more cards that like when you go deep, or if they buff T-Fate, I could see this card becoming a player. It's common, so maybe not. Commons have to be very, very good. This is a game where commons, to be included, have to be really, really good because the cards are so easy to get. Blood in the Water. 5 mana. Lurk on a spell. I want to say this is the only spell I've seen that provides Lurk. And then it's also slow. Deal 1 to anything and rally. So, that's interesting. I like, the Lurk on a spell is huge. It's very, very interesting. Along with the fact that Lurk is already a strong meta deck. I think 5 is expensive for it. And I think 5 is expensive for this effect. I think a 1-of, maybe, if you're going to do it. And I don't know if it's worth it, it's a 1-of. So, I'd have to sit down and really look at the Lurk deck and what am I taking out for this. Again, it's a common. So, Protective Broodfather. This, I saw this, and I'm like, an 8/8 dragon in Demacia. And I was like, a 7/7 cost dragon in Demacia. This doesn't seem good. This doesn't seem like it's going to be valuable. And I look at its ability, and yeah, if you build your deck completely dragons, but this is not going to give you any enablers. This means no Dragon Chow, no, so no Dragon Chow, no the little soldier that if he sees a dragon he gets Challenger. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I'm not going to go look it up right now. But yeah, none of that. No support cards. It's all dragons. Are there enough good dragons that you're not going to die to uh, to aggro? Is that is that possible? I mean, okay, so we have a 3-drop dragon. Okay, let's go look. Let's go look because I actually am interested. So let's go look. Um, let's go look dragons. So, and maybe spelling also would be great on the stream. Genius. Okay. Nope. Dragon. Apologies. Okay. So we got Shyvana, and Shyvana has been a borderline player for a long time. She's not bad. Shyvana, ASOL, Shyvana. One of my favorite decks that I play a decent bit is Shyvana Galio with some of the dragons there. But again, no Dragon Chow, no Dragon Guard Lieutenant because he's not a dragon. So if we go into Demacia uh, Shadow Isles, which isn't even worth it, because the crawling viper worm is not a good enough player. So we go Herald of Dragons, but again, this decreases our amount of dragons. Yeah, it reduces the amount of the dragons, but you put 3 of her in the deck, and your chances go down by approximately 30% on each pull. Yeah, I mean it scales depending on how many are in your deck and how many other creatures you have, but you're talking about a pretty high loss for 3 of these that are a 2-drop that doesn't do anything. It has to be protected and reduces your dragon's cost. So at 3, you have the Wounded White Flame. If you put your first dragon down on turn 3, the likelihood of you surviving is pretty low. So you're going to have something to soak up something. Now against, because you're going to be a mid game deck. You're going to be uh, right in the middle of the line. You're not going to be aggro because you can't get out fast enough. You're not going to flood the board. So you're going to get out aggro and you're going to get out controlled. So you're going to be mid range. What are you using to get under the aggro and to get over the control? And there's not anything here. There's not anything here. If you do 3 Wounded White Flames, 3 Screeching Dragons, even if you go Embolius Vox, which isn't even good, he gives you more dragons, which is great, I guess. Um, and then Infinity Mind Splitter, again, getting over the top. Although Infinity Mind Splitter's not bad with Jin. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, it's an 8/8 for 8 that stuns 2 people, thus better than Yasuo, better than Yone. So, overall, I don't think this card is going to have the impact that people want it to. I don't think I don't think this card is going to have the impact people want it to. I just don't. Um, I think it's a Timmy card. That's what I feel. This card, Revna the Lore Keeper. So I've read this card and I've reread this card, and I think what I think it means, because we don't have a card like this. This is the first card of its kind. We've never seen a card like this. When I'm summoned, grant units in your deck my stats, then draw a unit with 5 plus power. So the way I read that, and the way it sounds like it's supposed to work, is it's going to give everything in your deck plus 2, and then get you a unit with 5 plus power. So that means any unit that was originally a 3 or better power could end up in your hand. It's a very interesting build around if that's what it does. If it gives everybody 2/2 and then lets you draw a unit with 5 plus power, that's really weird. If it just makes everybody a 2/2, because it says grant units in your deck with my grant units in your deck my stats. Technically, she's a 2/2. So again, that's a weird that's a weird phrasing. Um, grant is a plus, so I'm assuming that's the way it works. It's just that's a weird phrasing. I think that if it said grant +2, although to be fair, when you play her, you can buffer. So this stat line is she has possibilities, and she's an interesting build around. I don't think she's going to be. If she's really good, she's going to be a sleeper. I think people are going to sleep on her and not realize how good she could be. She's very expensive for a base 2/2. But I think in the right deck, she could be very fun to play. I'm not saying she's going to be a meta competitor. I'm not saying she's going to be top the meta. I'm not saying you're going to see people going to championships with her, although you may. But you're not going to see her on the ladder. If you see her, it's going to be either Timmys, who just really love this card and want it to do things, or it's going to be high-level championship play where somebody has really tuned a deck around how this card works. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what this card does and where it goes. Harbinger of the Thralls. This is a weird card, just simply because we haven't seen any support at all for the Thralls for that type of deck. Nothing since she came out. It's L. Darn it. What is her name? I would like to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. It'd be great. What is she, a 4-drop? Well, she can't be more than a 4. Let's probably go real quick. I have her. Lysandra. I knew it was an L. You guys, you be quiet. We haven't seen anything since Lysandra. Nothing. Zero. Zip. So the fact that we're getting a support card for a not really played, and it's not even that it's strong enough to make it a played, like it makes it a little better. But if you're putting 3 of this in your deck, what are you replacing? I believe I have. Let me go see. I believe I still have a Talia deck here. Do I not? Okay, I must not. I must have took down my Talia deck. But what are you replacing? What are you doing? What do you do here? And it only advances your thralls 1 round. So unless you can bounce it back to your hand a lot, which I guess playing Failyard Ionia, maybe? Maybe that's how you win the game. Play Failyard Ionia and bounce your Harbingers of Thralls back to your hand. Hunting Boar. This is an interesting card. This is a card. There aren't too many. I mean, there are some like this in Shadow Isles. This is really one of the first ones I've seen in Failyard. Failyard is more about you don't want to attack me rather than you don't want to block me. But a 2/1 for 3 is below rate, and the fact that it can't block fits the card's aesthetic. And I think it's a good little creature. I think it gives... I don't know if it slows down the deck too much. I personally think it's better than Weirding Stones. Or I would use this and a mix of Weirding Stones, maybe 2-2. I think as a 3-drop, this is better than Weirding Stones. The mana gem is... should be permanent, I think. It sounds like it. Because you get an empty mana gem every turn and it reloads. So I think the mana gem is permanent. Let me see how is Weirding Stones... How is Weirding Stones, what is the phrasing on that? Professional streamer. You be quiet. Okay, so Weirding Stones. W. Get an extra mana gem this round. Okay, so when you give yourself... So yeah, I was right. Okay, so I'm not as stupid as I look. When you give yourself an empty mana gem, this is a permanent boost. This is a permanent get you ahead of your enemies. And I think it's stronger. It's take 2 damage or give me a buff or make my deck better. Give me ramp. And damage or ramp is how you win the game. I think it's a very good card. I think it's very strong. I think if it was a 2-drop, it would be overpowered. So I think it sits right where it needs to sit, and it does what it needs to do. And I think that it's going to make feel the rush ramp decks. I don't think it'll make them overpowered. I think it will make them playable again in top tier decks. Tell me if I'm wrong. Come out and tell me if I'm wrong. Stagehands seems to be some kind of Gen card. She's Imperial. 2 for a 4/4, which is huge. And you play her and you stun an enemy. This is stupid if you can get away with it. But with the new pass rules, the ability to get away with this on turn 2 is much lower. So if you're attacking on turn 2 and you pass to your opponent, the likelihood of them ending the game is of ending the turn is pretty high, and then you lose the opportunity to play this unit. If you do it on turn 4, probably better. I think it's better late. I don't think it's going to make as much difference as people think early game. I think it's a good blocker. A blocker, it gets you 2 for 1. It stuns an enemy and shuts down an enemy or stops an attack. I think it's an interesting card. I don't know what we're going to do with it yet. I don't know where it's quite going to fit, but I think it's an interesting card. The Maker. This is the lady on the throne. She's a 3-drop, 3/2. Recall a unit with power less than me to play her. So that's not bad. Maybe do this and the bird, the thrall. Where'd it go? The Harbinger of Thralls. Right? And you rotate him and her and the 2/2. You just rotate them, or that gives you the what's its name? The 2 mana put me back in your hand thing. That is let's see, where'd he go? I'm joking, by the way. I'm aware. Nabori Conspirator. Yeah, I'm joking, by the way. This is not a good... Don't do this. If you play this game, don't go do this. This is not a good idea. I'm joking. Just in case you didn't know. Kinkos Call. This is an interesting card. 4 mana. So for 4 mana, you get a Kiefer Masks, which is a 2-drop. So, right there, you're only spending 2 mana for whatever the rest of the card does. So 4 mana, you get a Keeper of the Masks, either now or at the next round start, and you get to draw a card. So Keeper of the Masks buffs your squad. So if it's on your turn, you're getting to draw a card, you're getting a 2-drop unit, which gives you effectively 6 Keeper of the Masks if you have 3 of these. And It buffs your squad. I think this is an interesting card. 2 mana draw card is not at rate, but it's not that far below rate either. It's like a half mana above rate. And with this particular effect on it, I think it's pretty good. I really do. I think this is going to impact the game in ways that people don't realize yet. Um, Storm of Blades. And this is one that I don't know if we've ever seen on a card. Let me pull this up. I don't think we've ever seen this type of ability on a card. There's a few. So there's a few. But the cards that you're talking about are cards that are major cards in the game. Buried Sundisk just got nerfed because it was too big. It did too much dumb crap. Um, Concurrent timelines. There's been a few decks that ran concurrent timelines. And then out of the way is one of the. All three of these are players. They're all epic cards. All three of these are players. So you have a card here that is another for the rest of the game, also an epic card. When you Blade Dance, summon another attacking blade, Blade Dance 1. So Blade Dance 1 by itself, Blade Dance 1. You get Blade Dance 1 on the 2/1 Blade Dancer. But it's worth a mana, basically. It's worth 1 energy. So the 4 energy to get you for the rest of the game when you summon Blade Dance, when you Blade Dance, summon another attacking blade. That's worth it. I mean, I think you're going to be able to get under this. I think you're going to be able to go turn 1 nothing, turn 2 nothing, turn 3 Storm of Blades, especially if you're on evens. And I think that's going to be a strong play. I think that's going to be a strong play, and you will also have a turn 1. You could have a 1 mana play in there as well. So you have a 1 mana play. You have 1 mana to play with that particular line. And I think Blade Dancing 2 on 3 is good, especially if your 1 mana play is to drop the Youthful Apprentice or whatever it is, the guy that grows. So if on turn 3 you're attacking, they've got at most 2 creatures out. And you Blade Dance 2, make him 3/3. You play him, Blade Dance 2, make him 3/3. That's strong. That's strong on a 5 mana card that's going to buff you for the rest of the game. I really do think that's strong. I think that's a good line. I think Aurelia, I think this may be what we need to see Aurelia Azar move up into the ranks and be an actual player. So we'll see. We'll see when this set comes out how this affects. I see this getting nerfed. I see this getting nerfed, at least going up 1 more mana, taking off the Blade Dance 1. I see this getting nerfed. I don't think it's going to stick around like this for long. So if you're into the Aurelia thing, get it early, play it a lot, because I don't see it sticking around. Winding Light, Overwhelm. Bad Nightfall card. Bad Nightfall card. A 6/5 Overwhelm for 7's under rate. And the Nightfall, again, at 7 mana, Nightfall's not realistic. You're dead by this point. And even at 6 mana. So even if you have, so on turn 6, if you play this on turn 6, can it turn the game around? Because you've basically been, if you're really playing Nightfall, you've been basically getting your dick kicked in for 6 turns. Can it turn the game around if you have the Duskkeeper on turn 5, or the Duskkeeper any turn prior to that, the 0 mana spell that reduces the cost? You play that on turn 6, you play this on turn 6. If you're attacking on 6, can this end the game? That's the question. can this end the game on turn 6? And that's going to be the question. That's going to be, will it make Nightfall playable? Can this end the game on turn 6? If this can end the game on turn 6, if you can combo kill on turn 6, OTK, then it'll be worth it. And I think that's probably going to be the first thing I'm going to break, even though the first thing I said when I came in was bad Nightfall card. If we can get this to work on turn 6 consistently, that may be decent. We'll have to look and we'll build the deck when these come down. So, Captive Grayback should be a dragon. That was like the first thing I said when I saw the card. I was like, this should be a dragon. This looks like a dragon. Overwhelm, attack, I deal 3 to my blocker. If it's dead or gone, I deal 3 to the enemy nexus instead. This is strong. It's basically a 5/3 for 4, but with unusual text. So it splits the difference. It's basically a 5/3 for 4, but like if they bounce their guy and he was a 5/3, you'd still get 5 through. So I guess it's pretty much just so he's not as good on defense, which is fine. I mean, Noxus isn't really supposed to be great on defense. So if he was a 5/3 for 4, he'd be overrate. So I guess this only being on attack makes sense. Lord Broadmain. I had a hard time wrapping my head around this one too. 2/4 for 6. When you play him, you get to deal 2 to an enemy. And his ability, which obviously comes down when you play him, your fast spells, slow spells, and skills have when I damage a stunned or damaged enemy, kill it. So in other words, this right here has secret text that says if you deal this 2 damage to a stunned or damaged enemy, kill it. So he can come down on turn 6 and he can kill something. If for some reason something's already damaged or something's already damaged or stunned. So that's interesting. And then you have the response of is this Swain's spell on a stick? And it kinda seems like it. Swain's spell does 4 damage. This kills it. So yeah, technically Swain's spell is a lot cheaper. But think about it. If this makes Pokey Stick a 2-mana kill a thing, draw a card. Oh, you blocked my 2/1 like an idiot, so here I'm gonna freaking play this dude and Pokey Stick your thing and it dies. This being in Noxus changes the way you have to play against Noxus from turn 6 onward. It just does. It changes what you can block, it changes what you can sacrifice and decisions you can make. It changes the entire game against Noxus. And that's really cool. I think that's interesting. Noxus wants you not to block. Noxus wants to beat the shit out of you. Legion Deserter. I gain all allied everywhere buffs. This is either the most Timmy card on the face of the planet or the most broken piece of shit ever. I think it's both at the same time, actually. I think it's an insane build around that you just try to get as many allied everywhere dudes into one deck. And what are we talking about? So let's go look. Allied everywhere. So it can't read that. So what do we have? What does Allied everywhere? I know we have Noxus and PNC, and those two love to hang out already. So I know for those two we have. So Allied everywhere for those two. We have The Cheerian Sump Worker, and this transforms all allied Cheerian Sump Workers everywhere into Sump Work posses. So does that mean that if you're running Cheerian Sump Worker and you play one and then you play another, do all of your do all of your Legion deserters become Cheerian Sump Workers? Is that how that works? Like, that's kind of how that reads, right? Um, and then obviously you have the Legion deserters, or not Legion deserters. That's a Legion deserter, but the Legion marauders, wherever they are, they're three. So these guys also count as Legion marauders. Legion marauders could already get out of hand. So making them Legion marauder cost two more and have a +2/+2. he, he can also steal other people's buffs and he automatically has overwhelm. That's a lot. That's a lot, and I think that there's somebody out there that's gonna break that. I don't think it's gonna be me. I think it's gonna be broken day one of the meta, and I almost guarantee you it will be Noxus PNZ, and it will probably be a annoying piece of shit. Um, I think there are some other allied everywhere type stuff. I can't find it right now. Um, Let me see if everywhere. We'll bring it up. Rumble. So allied rumbles. So does he get rumbles? Does he get the impact, quick attack, and spell shield for rumble? And the hex tech handler. And let's go to all regions. So lurkers, he automatically is a lurker despite not having lurk. He doesn't activate lurk, but he would get the effects of lurk because it is an allies everywhere ability. Um, yeah, he is a real he is a plunder, so he would technically count as a one cost ally. He is a ruinous acolyte for ruinous acolyte. He's a mist wraith for mist wraiths. He's encroaching mist, so it actually may be Legion Marauder. It may be Noxus Shadow Isles with Viego. That may be the deck to watch out for on day one. Legion Marauder, Legion Deserter, Viego. We got like three more cards, and I'm trying to wrap it up. So, Sputtering Song Spinner. Uh, this is interesting. Pick one of two new two-cost cards to create in hand, and set its cost to 0 this round. Repeat two more times. I'm not sure what the new. I'm not sure what the new means. Like I don't. So I guess what it means is like. So it's in. It doesn't say in my regions. So even though it's in P and Z, it can pull any two cost spell out of its ass. So you go here, you go spells, you go 2 mana. It can pull any of these spells out of its ass. So this is apparently its spell pool. You have some powerful spells in here. Behold the Infinite, Ancient Hourglass. Uh, you have some really powerful spells in here. So apparently, what it's saying is the first time it doesn't matter because the first time you're going to get just two random spells out of this giant pile of crap. The second time, it's going to be two different spells. So let's say the first time you get Behold the Infinite and Caught in the Cold. And you get to pick one. So you get a 0 cost of one of those 2 cards. And then the second time, it's going to pick from all of these spells that are not Behold the Infinite and Caught in the Cold. And you'll get another 0 cost of that. And the third time, again, it's going to pick something that's not the first 4 spells, and you'll get a 0 cost of that. Meaning you spend 7 mana at burst speed to have 6 mana worth of possibly really relevant spells. Some mad lad is going to take this and just run with it. They're going to have 3 of these in their deck. They're going to have counterfeit copies to make more of them. And they're just going to take this and spin the wheel until they've made a mess of themselves. They're not going to win, but they're going to have a lot of fun not winning. We're talking like play like a couple of blockers, get enough mana for this, and start spinning the wheel until the wheels fall off. Probably going to see like some attuned sputtering song spinner deck. It's not going to be good, but some Timmy is going to really, really love this card. And it may be me, who knows. Chamber of Renewal, landmark, 3 cost, Shyvana. When you summon a champion, destroy me to grant it +1/+1 in spell shield. It has the same problem as all landmarks. It has no impact on the board when it comes down. It can be destroyed. So it's good if you play it on turn 3 after getting your face kicked in, planning on playing a champ on turn 4. So what Shyvana champs do you want to play? Like, do you really want to play on turn 4? What Shyvana champs do you really want to play on turn 4? Sivir, but Sivir already has spell shield and quick attack. It's good with Xerath. Where is... Oh, let me do show unowned. I do not... Shyvana is one of the places... I'm working on Shyvana, and then I'm working on Bandle City. So Shyvana is one of the places I don't have a lot. So I guess Renekton? Renekton would like that. +2/+1 spell shield. He's got Overwhelm. Renekton would like that. So I guess that's sort of, kind of, almost viable. But again, I always think taking the... Like, a landmark has to be overwhelmingly good for me to play it, and I don't think this hits that mark. I don't think it's good. It's not good for Talia, because she wants you to destroy landmarks. I mean, she just wants you to play them too, but I don't think it's good for Talia. I don't think giving Talia spell shield's that effective. I don't think it's going to end the game that much faster. Last card, Harrowing Return. Revive an Imperial copy of the strongest dead allied follower and give enemies -1/-0 this round. Slow Shadow Isles. 4 mana cost. Okay. How good is this? For real, how good is this? Because I don't know. I mean, Shadow Isles wants to go late game. But you had to have played a good ally that's worth getting back. And it's a follower. So, what follower are we really wanting to spend 4 mana to get an inferior copy of and swing the game? So this is what? This is 6 Captain Pharaohs? Is that what this is? Is this 6 Captain Pharaohs? Like you're... It's not Captain Pharaoh. It's Ledros. It's Commander Ledros. So this is what? Your 3 Commander Ledroses can't get it done? So you play an inferior copy of Commander Ledros. And then see, he even last breaths to your hand, so I guess you play the 4-drop thing, and then... I don't know. I don't see a baby Harrowing being that great. I mean, Harrowing's not that great, so I don't see a baby version of it being that good, honestly. But, all that aside, all that said, I want to thank you guys for showing up. thank you guys for coming out. I know it was a surprise. It was really random and not planned. I am going to do another stream tomorrow, streaming some more, uh, pardon me, streaming some more expeditions. Maybe I can actually get 4 or 5. I swear I get 4 and 5 wins off all the time when I'm not on stream. So apparently my asshole clenches shut or something when I'm on stream. But thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate it. Um, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. Drop a follow. This is going to be up on YouTube. I'm going to put this up tomorrow on YouTube shortly before I go live. So if you're watching this on YouTube the day it comes out, I'm live now probably. If you're watching it when it comes out, because I'm going to be live at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come out and see me. Watch me fail at playing some expeditions and have fun. Kickback. We're chill. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a good day. And I thank you guys. You guys have a great day. And thanks for coming by.